first album does not great. Is that fair to say?
Yes, I'm kind of glad because not that people know about it.
No, but I mean, it's nice sometimes to tell a story knowing that the end result of the toil is success.
Mm-hmm.
So you can look at that sort of in a rosy way and say, well, it didn't work, but maybe there was a reason, and maybe it's a good thing because we went this other direction.
Yeah.
And again, second album, it seems like there's still some search for something. Arif's producing.
Yeah, but that I would call that a success. People still talk about that album.
Well,
and
you have your first kind of breakout moment with She's
but
Gone.
Beside the hit, which wasn't a hit even then, but people still talk about that album as how do
they quantify it, you think?
They say that I don't know, people get emotional about it.
Head of its time, or
they just say it signified a time in their life.
Oh, okay.
The kind of things people say.
Well, certain records crystallize a moment. Or a summer. They have a way of.
But it had it influenced a lot of people. I mean, I was told, to various musicians over the years, that it influenced them and really inspired them, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, I think that it was a good album,
right.
And I think there was glimmers of what I was trying to do in that album. I think the song "Abandoned Luncheonette" is a particularly cool song.
Yeah.
But again, I look at it as transitional.
Okay. Was there because you had some traction finally with "She's Gone"? Obviously, you're the lead on that. Was there some feeling there that the energy should kind of shift more towards you as a focus, or was it this idea again of the?
I think it was starting to become evident that there had to be somebody driving the bus.
How did that work internally?
Not really sure. I've
had my own versions of these things. That's why I'm curious.
I think what's happened in more recent times is as a result of it.
Okay, so yeah, there's a seed there where it's like, I thought we were one thing and now we're another. And in my position, and again, you tell me what's different for you. My position, I was like, well, I'm not responsible for the way the people are reacting to what we're doing here.
Exactly.
Don't we want to lean towards wherever the energy is?
I said, if you can keep up, keep up. Otherwise,
you're ringing bells in my head over here.
Yeah.
So third album, what was the vibe in Atlantic on the third album? Because the end of the story is you guys end up getting dropped. But what was the vibe going into the third album?
That album was weird, I got to say. I mean, I objectively, it was. I mean, I did it with Todd. Todd Rundgren, and when I say I did it, I pretty much did that album. That was the beginning when I said, okay, I'm driving the bus, but I didn't even know where the bus was going, and it became a very strange album.
Right.
And
what was that? Was there something you were trying to do?
I think it was. I had just really settled into New York City, and I was being influenced by the cacophony and the chaos.
There's a bit more glam.
Yeah, and all that stuff was going on. You know, it was that's the period of time, and Todd, of course, Todd being pretty out there at the time, and we concocted that album, and Atlantic didn't understand it. I mean, as simple as that.
Yeah.
So that was when I think. I don't know. I think it was really business things. I think it was my manager, Matola, that really moved me away from Atlantic. I think otherwise I might have stayed there anyway.
Okay. So it wasn't so much them getting dropped. It was like, kind of like, we need to part ways.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
When they did drop you, two questions. One, how did you take that? Did you see it was a good thing because now you can go find somebody who's interested, and then secondly, did you think, okay, this partnership's not working the way that
I thought well, you want the truth? I knew the partnership wasn't working around that.
Yeah.
Yes. I knew that we were not heading in the same direction creatively or whatever. And But we had a deal with RCA even before we left.
I didn't know that.
So there wasn't really being dropped. It was just like, okay, we'll leave here, we go there. There was no period where we were like, we weren't homeless. You know.
But did you have a moment where you thought, okay, I need to go on my own here, or kind of put together my own thing? Or
I think I was. I think that maybe I felt like I agreed that maybe it was time to try a fresh place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just, because I'm still confused. So did you have a feeling that you should go solo there, or do you think, okay, well, we got the deal, it ain't broke, don't fix it, keep going and just keep moving forward? Kind of like you said, my focus was just on always movement.
I can't remember when I finally decided. It was around that time, actually. I'm really thinking about it. I met Robert Fripp, and we were, and it was around 1974. Yeah, it was then, and Robert and I became friends, and that was the first time that I started feeling a spark of kindred spirit, creativity, that I wanted to move away, and work with somebody different, completely different. And so eventually I wound up working with Robert, and those plans got scotched for various other reasons, you know.
Yeah. So, okay, you're on RCA now. Obviously it was a different record business then, but did you feel any particular pressure because now you're in a new situation and now you have to kind of prove something?
I never was a person who felt particular pressure. I just felt like I'm doing it, and let the chips fall.
Okay.
You know, and I won't say I got lucky or whatever it was, but I wrote Sara Smile, and that's
jumping ahead on my story.
No, but that was the first song on RCA.
Yeah. But there were 2 singles before that.
They were.
So again, because I'm so...
You remember things I forgot.
Well, trust me. I mean, I spent 3 hours this morning doing a deep dive on your life.
I don't even remember which one the first singles were.
Okay. I got it right here.
Tell me.
Is it spelled Camellia? Camellia, sorry.
That was
the first single.
That was an Oates song.
Okay. Second single, Alone Too Long.
An Oates song. They ran with John Oates twice, and then they decided to go with Daryl.
Okay, which is what I'm saying. I mean, we know how the story ends like this, which is why it's funny, right? And again, not casting shade. It's just the music business is whorish about selling records. It hasn't changed. It's just digital numbers now. But the point is, you're standing there in your prime. You've already had a charting single, the only charting single the duo's ever had. You're in a new situation, and they start the new situation with 2 songs by the other guy.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Were there political forces at play? Or?
I haven't a clue. I never, truthfully, I never thought about it.
Wow.
But
I would.
Now I'm realizing I can't put myself back in that place. But you know what happened is that an R&B station in, I won't say Akron, but it was someplace
somewhere over there.
I'll say Akron. It wasn't Akron. Started playing Sara Smile.
Oh, so it was one of those things, like an organic,
and it became an R&B hit.
Oh, so they didn't even release it as a single.
RCA they weren't even paying any attention to it, and the local promotion guy that worked the R&B stations said, people are playing this song in the Midwest. They're just going, and it's kind of breaking out Ohio. And RCA went, oh, okay, well, maybe we'll try this.
I mean, it's a stone cold classic.
And then they put it on pop radio, and it worked. But it started on R&B radio.
Number 4 nationally.